Well, hello ladies and gentlemen. I hope that you guys are doing wonderful today, apart from the sudden announcement of these changes. Hi. Long time no see. I kind of forget how to stream because it's been like August. How many months ago was that? 3 months ago since the last time I've streamed anything. So kind of forget how, but that's fine, I guess. I'll just relearn everything again. But I'm on preview right now, checking out the new changes. It's definitely something that is gonna take some getting used to for sure. But the point of the stream today is just to kind of... I was gonna make a video, but I decided that streaming and trying to better understand and explain all the changes live might be a bit better, and plus I can answer questions right away instead of having to type them in the comments. I mean, I can't guarantee that I can answer everything because I'm not a genius. Unfortunately, that would be nice, but it would be cool. So, let's see. Put the chat over there so that I can actually see it. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, by the way, there's a link in the description, at least there should be, of a blog post where I'm getting all this information from. Plus, I'm on preview right now. Yes, these are my wings. They look blue in this light. There we go. They're actually gold, although they still kind of look blue a little, and that's a bit upsetting. But anyways, we are here to look at basically this. Can you see that? Yes, you can. Okay. Look at this. There's a lot of stuff here. Preview is... I wonder if I refresh it if it says it's live now. It does. Okay. So... there's a lot of stuff going on today. I'm gonna put this over here. But most importantly, you've got item level, of course. Item level is a lot different than it is right now. And I think the first thing I want to point out, scroll all the way to the bottom, is the things that you're gonna notice right away, because that's kind of the most important thing that people are gonna see, and they're gonna be like, oh my god, just everything is wrong. Everything is bad, because they don't understand what's happening, and that's kind of where the majority of people's upsetness is coming from. But we all know bonding runestones are going to be going away. That's something that we've known for a while. But, you know, you're going to get a respec for your character, you're going to have higher item level, your stats are going to be different, but you should... The key point here is that you're supposed to still be able to do any of the content you previously could, and not have any issues. And to some extent, for some people, I think that will be the case. But for healers specifically, I don't know about that. I have a lot of questions also, by the way. I'm not going to be able to just spout information out of my brain hole and just become the all-knowing goddess. But yes, this is what the character sheet looks like now. I think there's a lot of numbers here. As you can see, you've got the rating and also the percentage that a lot of people have been asking for, but percentages are kind of different. I mean, they are, but they're not. So you can get... how do I want to explain this? So we all knew that things like defense capped at 50%, right? And critical chance all capped at 50%, but that is just the percent that you can get from your own stats. So you can have 50% critical strike and defense and stuff worth of stats, but you can now also get an additional 40% worth from the other sources, which are like companions, mount bonuses, boons, and all that other nonsense. So you can get up to 90% of a 90% effectiveness, I guess, is maybe a good word of a stat, which is definitely different than before, although defense was kind of like that before already, because you could have 50% of your stats, but then you could get buffed up to 90% defense with like people's dailies and stuff. So that was kind of like that before, but now it's just kind of like that for all the stats. Yeah, they do kind of want us to use math, which is a bit unfortunate, because you've got people like me who can't do math at all, and so it's just kind of bad. I can't hear this music, so I hope it's not awful. So someone tell me if it's awful. Another important... let's just... hold on. I should have maybe thought this through a little bit better, the order that I wanted to talk about stuff in. But the big things are scaling is, I think these new scaling changes are going to be pretty great, I think. So I'm just going to talk about that first because I read that a few times already. Where is it? Okay, so this is what I was talking about. So scaling right now is really wonky. Your stats change whenever you go to different places. If you're captain in like Avernus and then you go to like, I don't know, let's say you're captain in the Infernal Citadel and then you go to do like Temple of the Spider or something, and then now your stats are all wrong and you're not as effective as you could be. But King Madness, hold that thought. But I would like to let you know that you are wrong. I'm sorry, but your power is not gonna go up just because of the way item level works now. One of the most important changes here is that the stat caps for all these stats are completely dependent on your item level. They are going to be equal all the time. So, for example, you can see that I have 41,739 item level. And that means that my cap for all these stats is 41,739. And if I have anything above that, like you can see here, it says this rating is 11,000 over your total item level. Excess rating points have no effect. So that means that anything I have over 41,739 is not going to do anything for me, and I should invest it somewhere else, basically. Same thing with crit. I have 675 more crit than I actually need, which isn't too bad. So, but then you also see the percentage here, 82% for power and 51% for crit. And if you hover over it, you can see that I have 50% rating contribution for the ratings. I just repeated myself. Anyway, I got 50% from my stats, but I only have 32% for other contributions. So what that means is I can't add any more power stat directly and expect to still get more benefit from it, but what I can do is add on like companion bonuses and mount powers and stuff like that. That's my understanding anyways. But what's interesting to me is what counts as a rating and what counts as an other contribution, because you've got companions that give you power. Oh wait, Baby Deep Crow is different. I forgot that they changed a lot of companion powers also, so we will definitely have to look at that. Deep Crow is now 7.5% total damage and 750 combined rating. So, there's also some math about damage too. There's no more damage on weapons. It's just item level stats and bonuses, which from my limited understanding of this, means that we could, in theory, pick a weapon set based on the bonus that we want now, and not necessarily for the weapon damage, because there is no weapon damage anymore. So that would, theoretically, in my mind, open up more opportunities for different weapon sets usage, instead of only being able to use the most current one at any given time. Yes, everybody please hit the like button, because I know all of you here like me, and that's why you're watching me right now. That's definitely how that works. Are we still going to do the same damage as before? Well, that's yes and no. I mean, they did increase the magnitude of player powers, so you're going to be doing more damage, but I'm also not sure if things are going to have more HP, because we have a lot more HP. Like, I've got 620k right now, but healers get a 10% bonus, and tanks get 20%. Or DPS don't get any bonus hit points, haha. Why did we farm Blessed? Well, you didn't really need Blessed beforehand, the Blessed weapons. They weren't the best ones in the game. They were pretty good. And you can still use them, you're still gonna have the exact same thing that's there. The only thing that I think will matter with weapons is that your total damage is based on your total item level. It's the math is actually pretty easy to understand here. So your base damage is going to be your total item level divided by 10. So weapons give you more item level, so having higher item level weapons will in turn give you a little bit more base damage. But I think the point still stands where you could maybe sacrifice a tiny bit of damage for a better, I don't know. That would affect healing too, I suppose, so maybe not. Maybe that was wrong. How much is it gonna nerf our characters? I don't know. I definitely think that I'm gonna need to change around a bunch of stuff in order to get the stats the way I feel they should be. But as far as actual nerfs, I mean, you should be able to still get the same effectiveness, unless... Excuse me. What do you want? Oh, I got an email that says, now live on your channel. Thank you for letting me know. I would have never known that I was live right now if I didn't get that email. What was I saying? You can tell by the numbers here that they're a lot less than before. But what matters is not the actual number necessarily, but the percentage that you have. Because if you want to have maxed stats, you're going to want 90% here, because that's the most that you can have. 207 power and only 28k item level. Well, the item level is not really the problem there. It's going to be your power, because you're going to end up with... I had like 180, 190 something, I think. And now I've got 52.9. However, I did upgrade companions to mythic and my mounts to mythic on the previous server, so I had a little bit less than that to start with. But yeah, it's gonna look a lot less. Now, I don't know what the actual effectiveness is because I don't have a party to do a dungeon with, unless some of you want to come on preview and do a dungeon with me, and I can let you know how different it feels. Oh, by the way, the appearance is bugged on preview right now, so I've got a weapon equipped in my feet slot, and I've got another weapon in my weapon slot, and I've got some boots in my waist slot, and some pants, 2 pairs of pants, and then yeah, it's just messed up, which sucks, which is why I had to switch to this, because it looked at least somewhat normal, because this one I'm wearing pants in my upper body and nothing else. That's just silly. Anyways, it's definitely a lot to take in, and I understand why people are going to be scared and worried and afraid, because it's change and people don't like change. And if change means that they have to change some things about their character, they're going to hate it, because that's just how people are. But anyways, let's go back to talking about ratings and scaling and stuff, because I was talking about that and I got derailed really quickly. So let's say we were talking about how scaling was really wonky before, but now it's going to be different in the sense that as long as you are capped for, you know, the highest level content, you're still going to be capped everywhere else. So if your character sheet says you've got 50% defense, then it doesn't matter where you go, you're still going to have 50% defense. Your ratings are not going to change, you're still going to be capped, but the percentage difference between you and the cap for the area that you're in, did I say that right? Will still be the same. So, Here, I'll just read this to you because it probably explains it better than I can by trying to. So the only stats that are going to change whenever you're scaled are base damage and max HP. So none of the other stats that you have are going to change at all. You're not going to notice any difference in them. But, like I think I already said, base damage and hit points are calculated off your total item level, so if you increase your item level with better gear and enchantments and runestones and artifacts and all that jazz, your base damage and your hit points are going to increase by themselves. So, here's the math for hit points and base damage if anybody cares off of that. And some more math. Right. What was I... Yes. There was somewhere that said what I wanted to say. Oh, maybe it's up here. So, if you have one of your ratings at the cap, like the maximum stats you can have for that, 50k, if your item level is 50k. Some people seem to think that that just means that power cap is 50k. That is not the case. I mean, if you can have an item level higher than 50k, that means you can have higher than 50k power, since those two go hand in hand. They're always a one-to-one match. There is no playing bingo here. And then for each 1,000 that you're below your total item level in a stat, it's 1% reduction. So we'll say, let's see, I've got 29k accuracy right now. So I have 38.2% contribution for ratings. And, you know, ideally you want to be at 90% for everything. I feel like that should be possible. But I don't know if it would be necessary. There's so much I want to say, and I'm trying to say it all at once, and it's not working, and I don't think that I'm explaining things as well as I could. Enchantments are still providing stats. The numbers on them are different, but they're also providing combined rating along with the stat that they are giving you. So my Radiant rank 15s are giving me 300 power and then 180 combined rating, which doesn't seem like very much. So, I know that you're not going to need a ridiculous amount of stats now, because before it was 2,000, but then people were having like 200,000 plus power. And now you're not going to be able to do that unless you reach a point, or unless the game reaches a point where the item level, max item level is 200k, so. What are darks giving for utility? They are giving a new stat called Forte, which I haven't talked about yet. But basically, that stat gives you specific bonuses to other stats depending on your Paragon path, which is something that I have an issue with, actually. Not the concept itself, but the way that it is done. It's also not explained very well in the blog post. So basically, it's supposed to reflect the strength of your Paragon path, and then it gives you different stats depending on which Paragon path you are. And then the total percentage amount of Forte is split across the stats. So what I'm assuming is the case here. Let's see, a rank 14 Dark Enchantment gives 270 Forte. So my assumption based on that and reading this and seeing this chart here is that 50% of that will be added to, what am I? I'm a devout. 50% of that will be added to Divinity Regen, which it is possible to increase your Soul Weave and Divinity Regen now, by the way. That is probably a good thing. And then there's 25 and 25 for the other two, 50%. The other two, 25%. So I'm getting accuracy, deflect, and divinity regen from having that enchantment in my utility slot. Now, the issue that I have with this is that accuracy and deflection are not very useful to me as a healer. And as a soul weaver, as a warlock healer, you get combat advantage and critical avoidance. Now, critical avoidance is useful. Combat advantage is not so much useful for a healer. And then you have paladins, who alongside their divinity regen get accuracy and awareness, which is also not very useful. So, I don't know. I think that healers should get divinity regen, crits, and critical severity, or something like that. Or maybe if they need to have a defense stat, since I think this is offense defense, I think it should be divinity regen, critical strike, and critical avoidance or defense. That would make more sense, because, you know, if I decide to go play, I don't know. I don't think the stats bonuses that the healers are getting is useful. That's what I'm trying to say. But then again, I could be understanding this wrong, or accuracy and deflection and stuff could be more useful, I guess. They still do the same thing. And there's new stats too. Deflect severity is a stat that you can increase, the same as incoming and outgoing healing. They still function the same, but they're actual like stats now. And then then you have Forte here, and then there's critical severity is also a stat that you can increase. No more armor penetration. Critical severity is gonna kind of take the place of armor penetration, the way that I understand it. If I look for this might take some time. Armor pen. Yes. Critical severity is now a rating. Most sources of armor penetration were swapped to add critical severity, and then critical severity is going to increase the damage you do whenever you crit. Anime, I don't think that it's necessarily harder to understand. I think it's just that it's really new and none of us know what's going on right now. So in a sense, it's kind of like we're discovering this as if we were new players, because this is stuff we haven't seen before, and so it's gonna seem confusing and frustrating until we finally understand it. And then, hopefully, once we all do understand it, it will be easier than the previous system, because you can look at a percentage now. You won't have to worry about your actual numbers and changing the numbers based on wherever you are in the world. You won't have to worry about some other stuff. I don't know, guys. By the way, boons don't give item level anymore, but they were supposed to give bonuses based on the new stat system, so they give percentages. So they're also different. Because now, okay, because this is where armor penetration was, and now it just gives 0.2 critical severity per rank. Well, I'm curious, what is my crit severity right now? It would be up here in the offensive stats section, 52.7%. Now, I know that Vorpals are not working right now on previews, so that's not going to be in there, although I don't know if that would actually show now or not. But I want them to actually let us pick what we focus into, so you can actually have customized tunes. Well, I mean, you can choose to put like all silvery enchantments in your offense slots if you want to show your love and devotion for me, but that's not going to help you very much in content, because you need certain stats and ratings to be able to, you know, actually do stuff. But yeah, so we don't have, that's one less stat we have to worry about. Do demonics give crit severity? Anything that gave armor penetration previously should now be giving critical severity, except for there's a couple, whoops, I don't have a dark in there. Except for there's a couple issues. Let's see. Yeah, on a dark enchantment in the offense slot, you do get critical severity as well as combined rating. Everything, for the most part now, is going to give combined rating. Enchantments do, runestones do. Which, by the way, look at this companion screen. It looks so weird not having the bondings here. But is crit severity capped? Yes, everything is capped, I believe. Let's have a look. Critical severity, yes, it's still going to be 90%. Because you can only have... It says at the bottom, I'm pointing at it, but you can't see. The maximum total from all sources is 90%. And that is the same for every stat and... Yes, every stat and. The power cap now, what is this number? The number of the power cap is equal to your total item level. So if your total item level increases to like 8 billion, then your power cap will be 8 billion. But if your item level is like 20k, then you will be capped at 20k power. However, whenever you log in when these changes go live, you're going to have a higher item level than when you left. I first logged in at 40,000, and that was without guild boons and before I upgraded my companions and mounts to mythic. So there's dominance insignias now give forte and power. Let's see. Dominance insignias give forte power and combined rating. So insignias are giving combined rating as well. The mount collars, I feel like that's a bug. It says outgoing healing is increased by 300%. Maybe it isn't, actually. But maybe it is. Because, outgoing healing, it's only 55%, so I would go ahead and assume that that's a bug. Although 300% outgoing healing would be great. They said if we could do Tom and Zara before, we should still be able to do it. But that's clearly not the case, as I see it now missing lots of stats. Well, the stats are just different in general. So your ratios should be similar. So in theory you could. But then again, you're gonna have a lot of useless stats on you. Because your power can only be equal to your maximum, your total item level. So all those extra radiance and stuff are not going to be doing anything for you, and you probably want to repurpose them into stats that are going to actually benefit you. If I switch to Arbiter, let's see what that looks like. I mean, I probably just broke my loadout, but that's fine. Maybe not. This is fine. Let's see. So this is my DPS loadout. Because I never really focused on actually capping my stats for DPS. But this is what it's looking like for, we'll say, an average cleric DPS, because I was never particularly good. 86% power. Accuracy is at 52%. Now what does that mean for the enemies? What are they called? Opposing rolls? I'm not entirely sure. I believe 50% it's still the same as before, where 50% would give you maximum... You know, that wouldn't make any sense, actually. So I'm not sure about that. I don't know if there's going to be an enchantment exchange. There is on preview, but I think that's the one that's always been there. So I don't know. My item level is a lot lower on this character, and I only have 92,000 hit points. Why? You know, I don't know. If I switch back to my healer loadout, 617,000 hit points. There's an exchange for bondings. Did one of the devs say that it's going to be an exchange for the other enchantments and runestones also? Because you can exchange your bondings for a runestone or enchantment of the same rank, but no more armor penetration at all, Miss Siri. So, yes. I ruined everything. Where did my chat go? Do Qs say anything different? Let's see. Qs. Let's say I want to do Lob. Required item level is still 25,000. There's a host of known issues on preview right now. These, I think, are this... I don't actually know if they're the same as before, because to be honest with you, I never paid attention. 30,000 for Infernal Citadel, 25 for Lom. 30,000 for Tom, and 35 for Zariel's challenge. So I'm not sure. Anyways, sorry. Yes, they look to be the same as before. Let's have a look at what the... where did it go? This is what I'm talking about. The known issues. I think it said something about enemy ratings in queues on here. Or maybe I just imagined that. Let's see. Enemy ratings? I don't know. I think I just imagined that. I guess that's not real life. But yes, a bunch of stuff's not working on preview right now, but this is an early build. I don't think this is going to come out until mod 20, by the way, guys, so you still got like a month, I think. Companion influence swapped out for Forte. Yes, I believe that is correct. Forte is now in the darks in the utility slots, and also the dominance insignias as well. Do I know if armor pen items that we already own will be replaced by something else? Every source of armor penetration is supposed to be replaced with critical severity. There are of course some things that were missed and stuff, but for the most part they should all be replaced right now. What do the new artifacts look like? So much combined rating on everything. Critical strike. I'm looking for one that had armor penetration on it. Oh, here's one. The Frozen Storyteller's Journal. Oh yeah. How much is changing? A lot. Kind of a lot to take in and understand. I read the blog post a few times. I was like, yeah, I understand this enough to do a stream on it. And now that I'm here, I feel like I don't know anything. So you can all just suffer with me while I remember everything that's... yes. So apparently this says not all, at least I'm getting the impression that not all companion influence sources were changed to Forte. Check specific items for stats, but enchantments were changed to grant Forte. So I know enchantments were, but it's possible that other pieces of gear or stuff could be something else. When will fighters be good again? I mean, fighters are pretty good right now. At least as tanks. I don't know if you mean DPS or not. But tanks are pretty good. Yes, here's the combined rating thing that I was talking about. Most items give a bunch of their item level as combined rating, and that's supposed to make it easier for people to gear up generally because it gives a wider distribution of stats from each different item. And then, of course, still have the individual ratings, like the plus armor penetration, plus crit, and stuff. And, yeah. That part is supposed to allow you to customize your character and your stat spread. So you can still focus crit if you want, but the cap is different. 50%, which is equal to your item level, plus an additional 40%, which is... No, I don't know where that 40% comes from. Is that 80% of your item level? Or 40%... What are my thoughts on Ashes of Creation? I've been following it and like signed up for, I think there was a beta sign up a long time ago. And I mean, I haven't been paying much attention to it lately, but I get their newsletter every month. And I hope it does well. How are feat choices for my current character? They're the same as they were. The feats haven't changed. At least to my knowledge. Let's see. Yeah, they look to be all the same. One thing I don't know, though, is why my other loadout only gives me 92,000 hit points. That seems like a pretty big difference between DPS and healers. Although healers do get a 10% bonus to HP and damage, and also my damage is 0. But my item level is 36,000. This is a scam! I'm being scammed. Honestly, you might have more HP than you had before. Planet, because, like, my healer's got 600k. So your tank with 1.2 million will probably have more than that. Out of curiosity, I'm gonna copy over my tank. I have a barb tank that had, like, 850,000 hit points. So... we're gonna have a look and see how many hit points I have now. Just for the sake of research. Let's see. My barb, are you here? What day is it? It's not here. Hold on. Timeout. Maybe that was it, actually. I don't know when the last time I logged into it was. Looks like they're trying to make item level mean something now. That is one of the goals, yeah. They wanted to make item level a better representation of the player's ability to do certain content. Because before, bonding runestones were kind of like a huge outlier where you could have like a level 1 character, well not a level 1 character, but you get what I mean, with rank 15 bondings, and they would just have a lot higher item level than that would not really show off very well what kind of content they could complete. Let's see. Now I'm not in a guild, so I don't have the guild boon. I don't have... Do I have campfire buff? Probably not. That's interesting. Tanks are supposed to... Oh, you know why? I know why. Hold on. Because tanks had a 40% bonus to HP before, and now they only have 20. So tanks might end up with less HP than before, and then healers will have more. And DPS should be, I guess, the same depending on your item level. So that makes sense. But yeah. So I've got 708 right now. And I'm not a fan of this 0.9, but the neck pieces are giving 4.9 constitution. They're not supposed to. But that's also one of the known issues. Kinda want to tank to tank. I feel you. But I only lost about 140k HP. And if you were, let's say you lost double that much, just as an example, you had like 1.2 mil and you lost 300k, you still got 900k, which would still allow you to tank like Tom and stuff fairly easily. I don't know about Zario, Master Zario, if that's any different or not. But thing is, in an MMO, you're gonna have changes all the time. That's how they keep things fresh. That's how they keep people coming back to the game. And because people are going to come back just to see what the changes are. Whether they stay or not is a different story. But they will want to see what the changes are. Then you got people who hate change, which is a lot of people. I'm not the biggest fan of change in general. But I do try to have an open mind. Did I not say... Oh, something cool is that companions don't have levels anymore. You can rank them up to mythic, but you don't have to get XP for them to like rank up to rank 35 and 40 before you can upgrade them. So that's cool, because that was kind of annoying. People always had the XP tomes to just instantly level up your companion, then rush the training and stuff, so you don't have to do that anymore. I think that the changes at the end of the day, on paper, they sound pretty good. Obviously, that some characters are going to need to change some stuff around in order to, because you're going to have too much power. The majority of people are going to have too much power now. So that will need to be rerouted somewhere else. But I think at the end of the day, things should be fine. Especially because magnitudes are supposed to be increased. Don't know if they are right now because I don't pay attention to what they are normally. But if there's a cleric DPS, let's see actually. Maybe it's only for DPS Paragon. My Forge Masters is 1100 magnitude, and then Searing Javelin is 470. I don't know if that's different or not, but it does say that it says somewhere. That's not what I wanted. Okay, what I was talking about. What was I saying? Oh, magnitudes. Player power magnitudes. Mount powers were too strong compared to player powers, so to fix that, they did not nerf the mount combat powers. Instead, they increased the magnitude. Oh, my chair is reclining without my consent. Instead, they have increased the magnitude of player damage powers and given increased action point gain rate, base action point gain rate, to make the players feel better. How sweet. Paragon paths change. The Paragon paths themselves did not change, but the new stat Forte gives you different stats depending on your current Paragon path. That's really the only thing that has changed with Paragons. But yes. Cleric's actually clericing now. You know, I like the way you speak. Clericing is a word that I would say. And I've just said it. I mean, clerics were clericing before, but, you know. Oh, there's no VIP on the preview server. Was there anything that I did not talk about that I wanted to? Probably. Oh, critical avoidance is different as far as stats go. It's not gonna reduce the damage you take from... Well, it does reduce the damage you take from the enemy's crits, but it does that in a different way. It doesn't just reduce the damage straight out. Instead, it reduces the enemy's critical severity, and their critical severity is the measure of the bonus damage they do on a crit. So you'll still be taking less damage from enemy crits either way, just the way it goes about it is different. How much HP do Radiants give in defense slot? More than they should, I think. I think it's a bug, but they give 13,000... Where is it? Oh, this one says 1,000. 1080 for a rank 14. And I have a rank 15 that says 13,200. So I have a feeling there's an extra 0 at the end. It's probably supposed to be like 1320 or something. But the numbers on the enchantments feel so abysmal compared to what they were before, because everything was kind of inflated if you think about it. Like, you had stats that give 17,000 or 20,000 crit on a ring. And then now we're down to, let me look at it. This one is 2,900, basically 3,000. So, yeah. Everything has been downscaled as far as, you know, the number of stats that you need, and it's kind of hard to visualize what that's going to look like in terms of your effectiveness until you actually try it, and somebody smarter than me does all the math and then posts about it. Because that's how I figure out my stuff. What happened to Northside? His account was terminated because it got taken over. But as far as I've heard, he has been in contact with YouTube support, and hopefully it is restated soon. I don't know what you're talking about. Because I don't play whatever game you're referencing. But yes, that's exactly what I would say. I look tired? I look tired. This is just my face. I look like this all the time. I'm actually not tired. I'm actually really excited because my Oculus is supposed to arrive today, and I'm ready to play some Beat Saber. It's just not here yet, and it's 5:30 at night. I'm kind of worried that it's not going to show up today. How much are rank 15 bondings? It is 2.6 million AD, or you can exchange it for a rank 15 enchantment or runestone choice pack, and in this you can pick any enchantments and any runestone rank 15. It would be funny if there was one of the options was a bonding runestone. Imagine just an endless loop of exchanging your bondings for more bondings. No, it's okay. I just like to give people a hard time when they try to give me a hard time, because they just don't expect that usually. I mean, it's fine. It's definitely not the worst thing that's ever been said to me in my life. It's okay, calm down. Is this preview? Yes, it is. This is preview. Guys, look at my artifact collection. It's growing in value. I've now got many, many artifacts. And I'm starting to work on getting them to orange instead of being all purple the way they are. I'll be tired for her. I'm all noble like that. It's the paladin in me. Thank you. Will account-bound bondings be exchangeable? That's a good question. I exchanged mine without looking. I think one of them was account-bound. The exchange packs are all account-bound. So I want to say, you know what? I will do another. I'll go look on another character. This one. Yeah, Vlad, I know that it is frustrating that a lot of things change all the time, and they usually change pretty significantly, but I know they were trying to kind of build on a system and fix a system that's, I don't know, I don't think there's any way that I can make it sound good, so I'm not gonna try. But, hopefully, once these changes are done, there won't be any more drastic changes to this part of the game. But when Chris joined the team, he did want to kind of rework the entire game. Am I going the wrong way? Yes. because I've got to walk all the way because there's no VIP. So where's the entrance to this map? Oh, it's over there. It's been so long since I've even been here. Do I know when the update is for console? Well, I don't know when the update is for PC, so unfortunately no. I don't know when it's going to be for console, but the original plan was for Mod 20 to come out sometime in early 2021, so I would like to say that that's still the plan. Obviously, I don't know for sure, but, you know, I can assume for now. Is that the Tensor's disc? Yes, it is. I tried the tier 3 hunts on live. I've done them many times. On preview right now, no I haven't, and I don't intend to because I'm one person and I don't think I can. Nor do I have a lord for it, so. Curious about the armor pen changes. Armor penetration is removed entirely, and most sources of it were converted to critical severity, and critical severity is a stat now that increases the damage you do on a crit. Let's see. Antiquities Scholar. Get out of the way, people. Let's see. Bonding Runestone. My bondings right now are... Where are they? In my inventory. None of them are bound. And my experiment was going to be... They're probably... All of these exchanges are going to be bound. Let's see. Yes. So... My assumption is that regardless of the bind status of your bonding runestone, the pack that you get is going to be bound to accounts, but you should be able to exchange them all. I'm like 92.5% certain about that. Critical severity have cap. All stats cap the same way. They cap to equal to your total item level. And so as you increase your total item level, you will be able to increase your stats higher. That's kind of the gist of the new system. Hello, hello, Jose. I have the best female voice? Thank you. I always find it funny whenever... I guess everyone feels this way, because whenever you talk, you don't think that you have an accent because you're around yourself your entire life, and that's just how you talk. But other people think that you have an accent, and that's always really weird to think about. Have you guys thought about that before? No. Have I seen any food or potion tray items change? I have not looked at them, but I will do that right now. I've got a bunch of foods in my inventory. Prime rib looks the same. Pumpkin soup looks the same. What else do people use? Elixir of Corlon's blood seems to be the same. I don't know if these will change in the future. It's possible. But sorbet gives you 10% more power and accuracy still. So, let's see. Potions. I think it was 3,000 before. Don't know. I don't keep any other potions on me, actually, so... hey. The healing potions are different. This one gives me heals for 220,000, and that seems like a lot. Because I think it was only like 80,000 before or something, wasn't it? My voice is calming? Thank you, I appreciate that. Let's see... Cryptic will sell us a silvery mod for 5,700 Zen for a voiceover. I don't think so. I don't think I have the capability to voice anything. Because I can't really get in character very well. 30 chance Cryptic can get a combined rating with our asses. That is a very interesting picture to picture. Bye, Stacy. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good weekend. Vorpal is still good. Vorpal and Holy Vorpal and Divine Vorpal are not working on preview right now. So I can't tell you if they're still good or not. But they do still do the same thing. Or at least they are supposed to still do the same thing if they were working. A rank 14 Vorpal is 20% increased critical severity. But I don't know. That's something I'd have to spend a lot of time pondering, if Vorpal would still be the way to go for healers, or DPS even. But I also don't know if they plan on changing any of the weapon enchantments or not. But what I can do is look in the preview store and tell you if any of them have changed. Which, by the way, if you're on the preview server, you can now buy trade bars from the preview store and just buy whatever you want, like Mountain Companion upgrade tokens in the trade bar store with them. But, Holy Avenger, I don't know what these were before because I never used them. Bark Shield. Bark Shield is broken right now also. I feel like they're gonna actually fix it this time, because it's always absorbed more damage than what it says. But now it's actually noted as a known issue that it absorbs more than what it's supposed to, so it's possible that it shall be fixed soon. What was I looking at? Enchantments. Bilethorn looks to be the same. Holy Avenger, yes, Holy Avenger is still 15k defense and magnitude 50 weapon damage. Magnitudes are not going to be a thing. Yes, they are. I forget I said that. I just did a stupid. But weapon damage is the thing that's not going to be a thing. So I'm going to go ahead and say that it's going to be based off of your base damage instead of your weapon damage, because weapons don't have damage on them anymore. Jonathan Shaver, it says welcome to Silver. Because that's the name of the tier for the membership. But it's just funny because I'm a person. It's like, welcome to Silver. This here is a person. Anyways, thank you for becoming a member. I appreciate that a lot. If you become a member, you can use my custom emojis in the chat and in the comments and have that fancy badge next to your name. So, like, you should totally join because emojis are cool. I still do the Harper Ballard quest just so she will pat me on the head and tell me I'm a good boy. I mean, if she actually does that, then maybe she has a little bit of a thing going for you, you know? I think the AD exchange price the Neverwinter will buy the bonding is fair. I think it's a lot better than it could have been. I mean, you could buy rank 15 bondings before. They were like 1.8 mil or something like that. Of course, that doesn't include the price that you would spend upgrading them and stuff, but I do think 2.6 mil is a pretty decent compensation for that level of bonding. So now it's either Holy Avenger or Vorpal for healers instead of player choice for build variety. I mean, it was only really acceptable to use Holy Avenger or Vorpal before, so nothing has changed in that regard. Unless there is an actual benefit to using something else. I don't know, but that's the same as it has been. Hello, hello, welcome everyone, if you were not here this whole time. There's 220 people here right now. I can't even count that high. That's a lot of people. Hello, welcome, thank you for watching. Just don't look too close because I don't want to get embarrassed that there's 220 people watching me. That's the most I've ever had. Ever. But I do appreciate you guys being here. It means a lot. Yes, they did buff magnitudes, or at least they are supposed to, for player powers and stuff. Do I know what the AD price is to upgrade legendary companions to mythic? That is something I wanted to talk about, so thank you for reminding me. It is, as far as companion upgrade tokens go, it is 150, so it's following the plus 30 per rank. You know how it was 90 to upgrade to epic, 120 to upgrade to legendary, and now it's 150 to upgrade to mythic, and 1.5 million AD. Is the AD exchange for bondings rad or straight AD? It is straight AD, I am pretty sure. In fact, I can actually go look to be 100% sure, but I believe it's straight AD. Because giving rad would be silly. It would take you 26 days to refine it all for one bonding. And, yes, that's a bit excessive, but I will look. Let's see. Bondings, bondings, bondings. Bonding exchange. 2.6 astral diamonds. It is not rad. Wow, people from all over the world. An Australian is here. That's one of the best accents in the world. Hello, Australia. And Canada, Portugal, United States, and England. That's a lot of countries. Can't use stickers, it says not available in my region. Stickers are something different from memberships, but yes, they are kind of restricted from certain parts of the world. I don't know where or why, probably some like legal jargon nonsense. But to become a member, you just click join. It's like down there, but like, I don't know if my camera is reversed or not, but it's over here next to the subscribe button. And if you're on certain mobile devices, it might not show up either, but yes. You can upgrade from Legendary to Mythic without XP, without leveling. There are no levels on companions anymore, so you don't have to do that ever again. There is no such thing as levels. So I just look at my... Let's summon like a blue companion. There are no more ranks, as you can see. No more upgrading companions. No more nothing. So by the way, if you have any of those XP tomes for companions, I recommend probably selling them. What am I looking for? I'll summon my Earth Archon as a reminder to what Archons used to be. Curiosity, what is the Archon bonus now? Is it still the same? Maybe I have to like look for it. I have to use my eyeballs. Look at all these different bonuses. I think it was offensive actually. Air Archon. I think that was the same, or at least very similar. Please upload this live stream. I can't watch it now. I will. Yes. All of my live streams are always available. If you go to my channel page, scroll all the way to the bottom. There's a playlist of past live streams you can watch whenever you want. So yes, that is completely fine. I'm kind of a beginner. I finished Dread Ring, got all my boons. Should I go get the materials for the gauntlet, or it doesn't help that much? The main reason why you would want to do the gauntlets in Dread Ring would be for the rank 5 enchanting stones, which drop on specific days of the week. I think like Thursday or something. I don't remember off the top of my head, I'm sorry. But there are certain days that are better to farm than others. And most people do that during the double refinement events so that you get 2 of them for each completion. And then those stones are used for upgrading like artifacts and stuff. Fighting companion, damage and healing. Did they nerf augments? Yes. So let me explain how this works. I did make a video about this, so this is something that I actually do kind of understand. So previously, you know, augments gave 100% of their stats to you, and then you could increase that further with bondings, right? So now, both fighting companions and augment companions are going to give you 85% of their stats to you directly. Now, augments are going to give you that last remaining 15%. It's going to be split between the 3 bonus stats that they already have. So let me summon an augment, and I'll show you what that means. So, the Quasit, for example, has defense, power, and accuracy. So you'll get 85% of the companion stats to you directly, and then that last 15% is going to be split between defense, power, and accuracy. So, fighting companions, you still get that 85% stats given to you directly, just like an augment would. But that last 15% is just accounted for by the fact that your companion's doing damage, so you're not going to gain any extra stats from those. So, yes, augments were nerfed, but fighting companions were kind of buffed, so I have a feeling, a little inkling, a little suspicion that fighting companions are going to be the new go-to thing, unless capping stats is very difficult, which I'm not really certain that it will be, but like I said, I can't know for sure. How can we know when a stat is capped? Well, Animal, I can answer this question for you very simply. So look at your total item level. On the preview server or whatever, it'll be higher than it is on live. So that number, your total item level, is going to be the cap for every single stat. All of your offense, all of your defense, and all of your utility stats will all cap at equal to your total item level. So if your total item level is 50,000, then you can cap all of your stats at 50,000. If it's like 39,402, then that is your stat cap. It's 1-to-1, always exactly the same. And then for every 1,000 that you are below your stat cap, you lose 1% effectiveness in that stat. Does that make sense? I think I explained that very well. I'm gonna give myself a little pat on the head. Okay. Zuna does way too much damage now, and it's probably best in slot according to tests on preview. That's interesting because somebody said that their Zuna only does like 100 damage now. So I wonder what the difference is there. Were mount set bonuses, heal on crit, changed or the same? Mount set bonuses, heal on crit. Oh, you mean Insignia bonuses. You know what? Let's look. No. They look to be the same. Let's have a look at all of them, shall we? So we've got any stable mount, yes. What's some important one? Gladiators is still the same. Wanderer's Fortune still the same. Ass Covenant is still bad. Although I don't know actually, because stats are a lot lower than they were before. So, what was that other one? Starts with a C. Cavalry's Warning might actually be decent now, again, or at least a lot better than it was before. But not 100% sure on that. Item level on previous 47k. Yeah, it is a lot. Item level is a lot different than it was before. Yeah, Insignia bonuses are still the same as they were. Capped also means the number will be that orange glowy number, so you know it's over the cap. Yes, if you see this orange number, it means you have too much of a certain stat. So you can see it says this rating is 8,614 over your total item level, so excess rating points have no effect. I'm gonna read something again to see if I can better explain where the other 40% comes from. So, because the caps are 50% unless they're not anymore. So that's kind of the confusing part, because if you can have 90% I guess total effectiveness in a stat, the caps shouldn't be 50% anymore, because then that would be silly. So your power cannot be higher than 41k because that is your item level. Correct, yes. As long as it can only be equal or less than your total item level. And then your hit points and damage are directly based on your item level. Your hit points are your total item level times 10, and then, which would mean that my hit points are wrong. I mean, they can be increased past that, I believe, so. Anyways, ignore everything I said in the last 15 seconds. So your maximum hit points is your total item level times 10. Healers get 10% extra, and tanks get 20% extra. And then your damage is your item level divided by 10. And then DPS gets 20% extra, and healer gets 10%. Do I know when the changes will go live? No. But I do know that, or at least I believe that it will be part, or it will be mod 20. Or at least incorporated with that, I think. And that was scheduled to be early 2021. Not sure if it will have changed or not. But I know they wanted to get this out kind of early because it's a lot of big changes and they wanted a lot of feedback too. So, yeah, don't know for sure, but probably not until, like, I would wager to say late January of next year, maybe early February if it got pushed back. Not sure. That's my guess. They made item level matter. Yes, they did, because you can increase your base damage and HP if you increase your item level, and the item level is only gonna give you the stats worth, I think. Yeah, but basically, if you increase your item level, you can have more stats and more HP and more damage. So you're gonna want to increase it, but you're gonna need to work to increase it by upgrading, you know, your enchantments and stuff, which enchantments give a rank 15 radiant is 200 item level. I don't know if that's the same or not. Does anybody know? I did talk about this earlier, but I will mention it again. Northside's channel did get banned because it was hijacked, but they are working on getting it back for him from what I have heard, so hopefully it is resolved soon, and hopefully he doesn't have the same issue I did when that happened, which it took me 2 months to get my channel back to the way it was and 1 month to get it back under my ownership, so hopefully it doesn't take that long for him because that would kind of suck. But somebody told me he was going to be streaming on Twitch until then, so maybe we'll look for him over there. Yeah, the companion changes were announced a while ago before the sales because they didn't really want people to, I guess, invest in bondings and stuff. But, I mean, the same thing could have been said for this stuff, though. Because these changes also might require a lot of reshuffling and investment. And somebody asked me if the companion gear was still the same. The stats on them are still the same, but they are lowered the same as Enchantments and Runestones were, just because you need a lot less stats now. So I'm not sure if the ratio is exactly the same. Like, if it was, I don't remember what they were before. 2,000 some power to 300 or something. I don't know if the ratio that they were reduced is the same as the ratio as the stats were reduced. Will they give us a 40% Zen store discount, being that mod 20 is going to bring big changes? I don't know. I'm sure there'll be a Christmas sale, but I don't know if it will be 40%. They haven't done a 40% sale in like 2 years, I think. 30% is the highest, but I don't know. What were the changes to boons? Boons no longer give any item level, but they give bonuses kind of based on the new stat system. So instead of giving, you know, like 1,000 hit points per rank, they're going to give you 0.2% hit points, and that'll apply to your base HP. So it's based on percentages now. A lot of things, people with mod 16 were upset they couldn't see their percentages anymore, and now you can see your percentages and your numbers, and there's just a lot of numbers here. Is Forte going to be capped too? Yes, Forte has the same cap as all the other stats, equal to your item level. How do we move on after bondings? You know, that's kind of a hard question to answer because I've not gotten to, you know, play, really, and see what I need to do. Plus, it's also possible that some things are going to change more before it goes live. They even said that, like, things can change. They want feedback and they want to see what's good and what's not. The thing is, people are just going to be angry and be like, this is stupid, this is a change, I don't get it, I have to do more work and fix my character. And then just bash their forehead on their keyboards. And then, yes. Silvery is Enyo. Is this like some conspiracy theory or something? Because so many people say we sound the same. I have appeared on her channel before. She had a conversation with me. You can kind of tell that we are different. I don't know, neither one of us get it, but apparently we sound the same to a lot of people. And that's kind of crazy. I'm really excited about mod 20. Everything will change, and as a healer main, hope it makes it not easier, but the different Paragon paths more unique. I mean, in my opinion, the bonuses that you get from the Forte stat that depends on your Paragon path are not great. Unless, I don't know, because as a healer, I don't want accuracy and deflection. I mean, deflection is okay, but I don't want accuracy because I don't need any. Unless your heals can be deflected, accuracy is not very useful for me as a healer. But, yeah. In your opinion, can you give a 1 to 10 rating on how fun you think this will be compared to the past? The fun rating kind of depends on what level of fun you get from, like, building your character and seeing progression and improvement and stuff like that. Because on the first few days or weeks, all people are going to be doing is kind of shuffling stuff around to reach the caps and testing stuff out and stuff. And I always like that, regardless of the changes itself. Even if I don't like them, or I end up not liking them, it's the act of testing them out and figuring out what I need to do and seeing that progress on my character that I like a lot, and that's a level of fun for me. So, seeing as you're supposed to still be able to do the content you could do before when this goes live without many issues, I would say the fun level is going to be about the same with a little bit of added confusion. How's that? So like an 7 or 8, if since you need a number. We won't lose stats. Well, yes and no. I mean, all the stat numbers are just lower than they were before. But you can only have as many stats as your total item level allows. So since I've got 41,000 item level, I can only have exactly the same number of a stat, and anything over that is not going to be very effective. So if you had stacked power, which a lot of people have, you'll end up looking like me, where you've got X amount more power over your total item level, and then those points are wasted. So you'll have to reinvest them into other things that you need in order to gain that effectiveness back and not waste it. So you are losing stats in a way, but you can put them in something else. The thing is, like I said, I don't know what the ratio is going to be like. I don't know if this is the same ratio I had before with just lower numbers or not, because I'm not smart enough to figure that out. What's the power cap? All stats cap the exact same way by your maximum or your total item level. So, like I just said, as long as you keep increasing your item level, you'll be able to keep increasing the maximum amount of stats, the maximum amount of power that you can have. But you can only have this 41,739 power. I can only have that because that's my item level, and if I increase it, I can increase my power. If it decreases, I have wasted power that's not doing anything. So that is what I mean when I say power cap in the thumbnail that you might have seen, or just stat caps in general. That is what that means. Jump in a queue? I mean, sure. See the stats in a low dungeon. Sure, I can do that. I'll just switch to DPS. So this is what I look like right now. Item levels lower, stats look like this. And when I go into this dungeon, you'll see that I am actually... Why is Cragmire Crypts below Cloak Tower? That's confusing. We're going to Cloak Tower, guys. My stats are not going to change. They're still going to be the same. And the percentages are still going to be the same too. They're just going to be applied to a different number, I guess, if that kind of makes sense. So the way I understand it is, you've got enemies in an area like Avernus, where before you would need, what was it, like 85,000 armor penetration or something, and that would give you whatever you needed. So how do I want to explain this? This is hard to explain. I'm glad I wasn't in charge of writing a blog post. So, let's see. Rest. So, your character sheet is going to say the same numbers no matter where you are, and you're going to have the same effectiveness with those stats no matter where you are. So there's not going to be any more of that nonsense where you like are capped in one dungeon, then you go to a lower dungeon and your stats are all wonky and you're not capped for that dungeon, so you've got to change stuff to be capped for that dungeon. That was a pain, right? That's not going to be a thing anymore, because if you've got like 45% defense in a high dungeon, you're still going to have 45% defense in a low dungeon. So you're going to be capped. If you're capped for the highest place, you're going to be capped for everywhere, and you don't have to worry about changing things around like that. I don't think I explained that the best that I could, but yeah. How do stat caps work for zones? Zones are not stat capped and zones have not scaled and have not been for a while, but I know you mean like caps in general. You're going to want to go by the percentages from my understanding. Now, I don't know if they are the same. Obviously, they're not going to be the same because you can't get stats that high right now. So I don't know. I don't know if it says, actually. Where? Avernus. Maybe it says, like... Why am I waiting for Q? Did I queue publicly? Oopsie. No one yelled at me for that. Queue privately. So now you can see that my stats are not going to change. And if they do, then I've been made a fool. Yes, look. They are still the same. And my percentages are... Actually, my power percentage went up to 90%. So you can see whenever you have the maximum percentage that you can have, it turns green. I have too much power, but I cannot be any more effective with this stat right now, because I'm just super maxed out and super epic. Do I think single stat enchantments will not be best in slot? I am not sure on that one. I guess it kind of depends on if you're able to easily cap power from other sources, then maybe you will need to invest in... Where are the enemies? Here they are. Look, the things are different. The health bars, look at them. Ugh. Wow, I do like no damage. This is like a real dungeon. Where one person is able to do DPS, but they cannot do it themselves. Haha, help! I'm gonna die. What happens if I use this? How much damage does that do? Guys, I died in Cloak Tower! And I've got an injury because this is preview. My item level is 41,492 in this loadout. Why do I have like 8 million Discord messages? What you want? I will respond later. Let's see. By the way, how's the music? Because I'm not listening to it right now, so I hope it's not awful. I need the chat, please. Hope someday Fey Touched is what it was. I still have a Fey Touched. And, yeah. Use a fighter. Am I not? Oh, I summoned a, Fuzzy to show you guys what that was like earlier. Let's summon a fighter companion and see how much damage it does. How about that? The only thing that scales in scaled content now, by the way, is your base damage and your max HP. Which is how it should have been all along, in my opinion. But let's see now. Come along, Air Archon. Yes, I died in Cloak Tower. Leave me alone. Do some damage. 188, 104. That's pretty lame. Although, it could be because I don't have any armor penetration on my companion or anything. I've got all power because I am a professional healer by design. So, yes. Maybe I'll actually kill these guys now. Can he take threat? I should summon a guy that can take threat from me. That way, I could, like, kill stuff easier. Hiya! Only one of them left. Mantar, thank you very much for the $10 super chat. Stardock, yes, so much has changed since Stardock. And I mean, I wasn't a fan of Stardock because I hate expeditions, but the place looked cool. But yeah, so much has changed. Is my PC epic? Yeah, it's pretty epic. It's not the best PC in the world, but it is pretty good, yes. Let's summon... What's a companion that generates threat? Is this guy a tank? Don't mind the name of my companions, by the way. This was from mod 13 when we used these last. Increases the damage threat. He seems like a tank. We're gonna take this guy with us. I don't think I've ever had this guy as a summon companion before. I look like Michael Fassbender. I don't know who that is, but it sounds like a man. And the fact that you tell me I look like a man is a little bit unnerving. Or a little bit, maybe not unnerving is not the right word. But a little bit concerning, because I don't think I look like a man. Although I don't really care if I do or not. Listen guys, I'm soloing this. You're not supposed to solo stuff. And as you can see, I will eventually kill it. And my guy is not taking threat from me. I need like an actual threat companion to solo things. Which, if that's actually a thing that you will need to do, like have a threat companion to solo things, that would be interesting, I think. But this is fine. What are the basic general changes? Bro! There's a blog post in the description that you can read about them. But basically, item level is changing, stats are changing, combat is changing, everything's changing. I don't like this guy. If I use it daily... It's not critting. I don't think my crit is capped. It is not capped. That's also a problem that I have. Because my crit wasn't capped to begin with. This is easier than it was when I started, but it's still gonna take some time. I like the new health bars though, they're different. That meme we do will be an act- What meme? Oh, I just ran right into them. I didn't mean to, sorry. Please forgive. I am testing. See, this isn't so bad. Now, as far as the boss goes, I hope I make it that far, because I want to see what he's like. I won't go into every morsel again. I mean, I'm sure there'll be some things that we talk about again, because people are missing them. But, that's fine. I gotta fight everything now. If I had just ran, I wouldn't have had to, but I should, like, actually, use my powers correctly instead of, you know, not. I don't like this. I might have to use a healing potion, guys. Imagine having to use a healing potion in an MMO. Oh my god. Envenomed lockbox? Is that a thing that is happening? I don't know what that is. Oh no, I messed up my stacks, but it's dead, so it's fine. What a noob needing heals. I know, right? It's like healers are supposed to be useless in MMOs. Would this be a heal nerf then, since power is reduced? Well, outgoing healing is a stat now. So you'll be able to increase it more. Like I've got like 30,000 of it or something. But that's just from combined rating and stuff. I don't know how much outgoing healing is going to affect healing now, since you can have so much of it. There's a lot of things that I don't know that will require people to do math, and those people are not going to be me. So that's a good question though. Definitely something to pay attention to. If I had people on preview with me who wanted to do a dungeon, I could be a healer and let you know what it feels like. There's a couple hundred people here. I'm sure at least 4 of them would like to do a dungeon with me on preview. Is anyone interested? We can do whatever dungeon you want. I can carry you all through Cloak Tower if you want. There's more! I didn't even get a chance to heal. Man, this is rude. This is also the first day that these changes have been available to test, and things will most likely change before they go live in, I'm assuming, mod 20. So stuff will change some more, people are gonna understand it better, and it's always the first day of changes that are the worst, because people are like, oh my god, stuff is different, I hate it, and then they just give up. Because that's just how people are, for some reason. But I don't think it will be as bad as it seems right now. It's definitely going to be frustrating for people who are not keeping up with the news and people who don't read up on changes before they happen, for sure. But, yes. I left when they changed all the classes, came back a month or so ago, and it looks like I might be out again. Very much a solo player, don't mind spending time, but this looks so gimped. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Like, it'll be different, but if you just came back a month ago, I'm sure you haven't made a ton, like, I'm sure you're not endgame, is what I was trying to say. Unless you were when you left, then you probably had the ability to make yourself endgame pretty quickly. But endgame people will probably feel the most impact from this, I would imagine, just because, you know, they have the most stuff and the highest ranked enchantments and the most time invested, so those types of changes are just gonna always affect those players more than more casual ones who only play like a couple times a week or something like that. I'm gonna do it this time, just gonna switch to PC. Yeah, join the PC party. PC is the best. For undisclosed reasons. Don't kill me, please. I mean, I feel like this is like what combat should feel like. I've been playing Guild Wars 2, and combat is kind of this pace, to be honest. I mean, I die a little bit less over there, but that's not the point. Mything enchantments are not a thing at the moment. I don't know if they ever will be. I'm curious, if I put Armor Pen companion gear on my companion, if it would do so much better than it is right now. But companions are supposed to be taking ratings from their owner as well. And I don't know how that works either. Yo, I don't appreciate this whole killing me thing that you're doing. Is it under the Steam beta thing? No, it's you have to unlock it on your account. It'll show up in the launcher once you sign up for preview. But there's a link you go to where you can copy your character from live to preview. I will find that for you right now and put it in the chat. But once you do that, you will see, if you just open your launcher like normal, you will see that there's a Neverwinter preview option towards the bottom, and it allows you to select your server. It'll say like Neverwinter and then Neverwinter preview. So that is how you get here. Just copy a character over. It takes everything in your inventory and on your character. It does not take anything in your account bank, so if you want stuff from your account bank, take it out of there. It just takes character-specific stuff only. Guys, how long do you think it will take me to do this? I'm not attempting to speedrun it or anything, but it's definitely going to take a dungeon length of time. Because when you do a dungeon, you're not expecting it to be over in like 5 minutes, at least if you come from other games or you just think, oh, a dungeon should be taking some time. Is this actually the right way to go? Yes. Enemies! Run! Invite a player to help. Does anybody want to help? If you're on preview, you can PM me, and I will invite you. I am dying, don't mind me. Maybe I should equip like a better mount combat power or something. Because I'm just kind of attempting to play the same way that I would if I was playing on live right now. So clearly it's not exactly the same. You think it'll take me 25 minutes? I mean, to be honest, that is a reasonable dungeon length. For me anyways. Like, if I play a dungeon, I would be like, okay, 25 minutes to a half an hour seems like a pretty good length. But then again, if there were 5 people here, it would be going so much faster. Like, it's not like it's gonna be like this when there's 5 people in a group. Because if it was, then there would be a problem. Yeah, you're right. You reminded Lewis just pointed out there's no armor pen in the game anymore, and earlier I said I should put more armor pen on my companion. Duh. Thank you for pointing that out, because sometimes I am stupid and sometimes you guys need to remind me of that. Look guys, we got a 46k cleric healer coming to help me. How very nice of them. Am I excited for Christmas? Like in the game Christmas, or in general Christmas? Because the winter event's got some new stuff in it this year. There's like a fancy winter broom mount, Twilight Broom or something. And then like a polar bear and a couple other things, I think. And that's pretty cool. But as far as regular Christmas goes, I got all my Christmas shopping done already. So that's great. But I do generally kind of get excited for Christmas. Does the Bonding Runestone exchange give you bound runestones? Well, if you get the whatever this is called, exchange pack, whenever you pick them up, they do bind to account. Yes, and that's the same way that exchange was before as well. I'm taking a shortcut because I don't want to talk to you guys over there. I wonder, there's probably some more stuff that I meant to say that I haven't said yet. Unfortunately, I can't skim through the document and do this at the same time, because that would be just way too skilled for me. Tell Irem nobody said yo in chat. I'm assuming Irem is watching the stream right now, so Irem, nobody said yo in chat. Nobody said hi to you, just so you know. Okay, down we go. The healer who joined you. Yeah, I'm assuming they are in the chat right now. Because otherwise they wouldn't have asked to heal me, I'm assuming. I am a lady and able to multitask. I mean, to some extent, yes. But I can't read and fight things at the same time. That's a little bit too much. Unless it's on the other screen, I guess. But it isn't. Oh, there's a big boy down here. Forgot about him because he's usually so tiny. I don't have my divinity. Maybe people will actually have to recharge divinity between fights now. And like encounter cooldowns and stuff. Pay more attention to that than before. Wow. Just knock the enemy out of my AoE. I see how it is. Guys, we're almost to the first boss. And then I might leave because I don't want to do this all day. I want to go back to talking about the stuff. And the stuff and the changes and the people and stuff. One thing that I think is great is that you can increase your if you got Forte can increase your divinity regen for healers, which is awesome. Okay, this is a door. Just wanted to make sure. Take my level 20 potions, thanks. The boss is down here. We are here at the boss room. Let's see how hard this is. Hello, Macrid the Foul. How hard do you hit? I should let him hit me once. That's not too bad. Ow. Okay, that's reasonable. Yeah, I mean, this isn't too bad. For soloing, it's quite good, actually. A boss, anyways. Like, imagine doing this to the Hellfire engine in the Citadel. Like, killing him like this. I love your music. Thank you. I can't even hear my own music, so I'm glad someone likes it. They're really strong. I mean, compared to before, yes, they are. But, like, just in general, like, strength-wise, I would say it's pretty reasonable for a boss in a dungeon that I'm doing most, like, with myself and a healer. I've been around since open beta. This is the third or fourth rework of the combat system. I mean, yeah, there's been a lot of changes. But combat itself is not necessarily what has changed here. They're called combat changes because they affect combat, but the whole main issue is just stats and item level. Mod 16 was a pretty rough time, I think. I still don't know if it has been good for the game or not, because I don't have access to that kind of information. But there have been more people online, according at least on Steam, in the past months, I think. Oh yeah, I forgot. Vorpals don't work, so that could also be part of the problem here. I don't have that extra 5% damage bonus as whatever damage it was. Maybe I can put on a different enchantment, if I have any. I could buy one from the store. Let's see. I'll put on... What should I use? Chat, pick one. Should I use Bilethorn instead? Or which one? I don't really care which one it is because my Vorpal's not doing anything, so something is better than this. Right? Somebody pick an enchantment for me. Life Drinker. Okay, that's the first one I saw. We're using Life Drinker today, guys. Let's see. Take off that broken Vorpal. Put on a Life Drinker. Hope this makes you happy. Yeah, that is kind of an ironic enchantment. I can heal life, but I will drink your own life. I feel like I don't know. I don't know if this feels better or not. Maybe? Also, the problem is I don't have my crit capped at all. So if I crit more, this would be easier as well. Yes, Vorpal is broken on preview right now. There's a thread on the forums of all the known issues. This is, they released this early because they want to give people time to test it, so some stuff is broken. So Vorpal enchantments do not work at the moment, but they will be fixed, of course. They just are not right now. Hell, Irem Shadow says hi. How many people know this Irem character? I'm not sure if I do or not, because I see so many names that I just don't know people by name anymore. Can I check the scoreboard? 3 million damage is what I have done so far in this dungeon, in the 21 minutes that I've been here, though I haven't been fighting the whole time, of course, but, yes. Irem says hi. Shadow. Missed the power share. I mean, yes, those times were fun. I don't know if they were the healthiest, though, because there's just so much, Irem, I've still healed for more than you. What are you doing? The healer leaderboard, I'm still above you. Heal more. Ouch. I wonder if I can check. I've been waiting on my Oculus to come all day. Now I don't know if it's here or not. I said that an hour ago because that's what I was, I've been streaming for about an hour now, guys, and there's still 200 of you here. That's an excessive number. If you're here and you're not subscribed to me, I don't know what you're doing with your life, because if you subscribe to me, you get lots of great me content on your homepage every time there's an update to this game, or sometimes just when I feel like it. Plus, I like cats and noodles, so if you share common interests with me and you're not subscribed, then you are just a fraud of a human being. That is how YouTube subscriptions work. Yes, you subscribe to people who share your food interests. Not loading into preview for me. Auto goes to the live server. You have to pick the preview server at the bottom if you've copied a character already. Huge combat changes. What's up with that? Well, they decided that they wanted to change the way combat is, so they did that. That's what's up with that. The weapon bonuses are going to be a big thing now since weapons no longer do damage. I had a conversation with myself about that earlier on stream. I was thinking that maybe people would pick weapons more based on their bonuses now instead of for the weapon damage, because there is no weapon damage. But then I realized that your total base damage, which is where your damage comes from now, comes from your total item level. And weapons do still give item level, so it's still going to be beneficial to use a higher item leveled weapon, although I don't think it might not be as impactful as it would have been previously. But I don't know for sure. But that's just my observations so far. Is Neverwinter the only game I play? No. It was for a while, basically, but I also currently am playing Guild Wars 2. Pretty noob over there at that. And then I also play Paladins as well. And that's pretty much it for PC games. Although, today, when I get my Oculus, I'll be playing Beat Saber. And I'm so excited because I've wanted one of these for like 2 years. And now I have one. Well, I will anyways. Lion weapons are good or no? Lionheart is still good. They don't have the highest base damage, but their equip bonus is still good, and that's the exact same reason why people still use them on the live server right now, even though they don't have the highest weapon damage. That and they're the best that people can generally get at their point in the game. Irem, you're tanking for me. That's great. You've probably been doing that this whole time, and I just haven't been paying attention because heal or aggro, right? But yeah. You make content on paladins? I used to. There's some videos on this channel of it. I wouldn't say it's very good. But I don't anymore. Just because I always do way worse whenever I'm trying to make a video, so I just don't now. Has Zuna been nerfed? Some people say yes and some people say no. I've heard people say that Zuna does way too much damage now and it's overpowered, and I've heard people say that Zuna doesn't do any damage now and it's underpowered. I don't own a Zuna, so I can't put it on and tell you. But generally, combat companions were supposed to kind of be brought more in line with each other. Although right now, my companion's not doing any damage and I'm not really sure why. But I would like to see my companion at least doing like some thousands on a hit. Would be ideal. Because, it's probably due to the stats that I have on it. Then again, there's enough stats here. Like, you would think that it's because the companion... I don't know, actually. I was gonna say you would think it's because your companions have such low stats compared to you. But that shouldn't matter as long as this is around where the cap is, and I don't know where the cap is for this area. But, I don't know. I want to summon one where I still have the 100% bolster. Energon does damage, right? Action points, no. Let's use... Let's buy some trade bars for 1 copper. Buy a few thousand. I hate this cooldown on purchases. And we're gonna buy some companion upgrade tokens. And then upgrade some more companions. Companion upgrade token. Yes, I'll buy 999 of those. So many. I am so rich. We have another person joining us for Cloak Tower, guys. That's exciting. Let's pick Ironstone, Laughing Skull. Does he do damage? He does. We're gonna upgrade him to Mythic and use him. Summon another. Yes. Laughing Skull, please come here. Clack, clack, click, clack, patty, whack, give the dog a bone. Enhancement is combined rating. Oh, I didn't know that was a thing. Give an additional bonus to combined rating? Or maybe that's there for all of them now. Wasn't really paying attention. Anyways, we're going. Hello, Shen. Thank you for joining us. I haven't been watching the chat for like 5 minutes. How much damage does my companion do right now? Come here, attack them. 12 damage. 66 damage. This is great. I don't know why it's not doing that. I do not understand. Didn't know I was a flannel gamer. I do like flannels, I don't wear them often. I generally stick to hoodies and t-shirts. But I always look like that, so I wanted to not wear that today. So here I am. But yes, I do like flannels. When you discovered this game, did you fall in love with it, and what made you love it? Well, funny story, actually. When I first started playing this game, it was a long time ago in 2014, a whole 6 years ago. I leveled my character to level, like, I don't know, 40 something, maybe? And then I just stopped playing because I got distracted by Minecraft at the time. And then some years later, in 2017, I came back to the game. And then I've played it almost every single day since then. Why? What drew me in the second time and not the first time? That's a good question. I don't actually have an answer for you about that. This guy is going to be easier to fight than the first guy, because he is not doing any damage to me. What did they change the companion influence to? Companion influence is being converted into... Forte. I forgot for a second, sorry. The new stat called Forte is what it's being converted into. And Forte is a Paragon specific bonus. So depending on what your Paragon path is, it will give bonuses to different stats. Just depending on, you know, which, if you're a tank, if you're a devout cleric, if you're a whisper knife rogue. What's this? Oh, it's a piece of gear. Duh. Shen is almost here. You had to walk from like 80 billion miles away. I'm sorry. Listen, guys, you pick a companion for me to use then. I don't have that many. Well, I'm in combat right now. Where did all these enemies come from? I don't remember there being this many after the second boss. Then again, they also just kind of evaporated before. But, yeah. I say quite random things. I mean, I am really good at saying random things. So, don't feel bad. This dungeon is taking quite a while. I was expecting to be done by now. And then going back to talking about the stuff. You know what? You guys can do the dungeon for a minute. Let's see. What have I not talked about yet? Companions. We've already talked about those. Yeah, fighting companions take their base stats from their owner to help them be a useful extension of the player in combat. The companion stat panel now shows the ratings the companion is giving to their owner rather than the actual companion stats. So the companion is supposed to have the same base stats as me. Does that just mean these, or does it mean like base stats? Don't know, but my companions are not not be doing damage. I'll go back to the Air Archon because I like him. I don't have these companions, you guys. If I had them, I would use them. This is my options, and I don't have very many of those options. Wonder if a Con Artist does good damage still. By still, I mean again. My bolster sucks. Let's upgrade him. I think I might have enough tokens to upgrade all of these guys to Mythic too. I feel so rich on the preview server, you guys. It's like I've got endless everything because I do. Do I have enough? Oh man, so close. Buy some more. You guys can go ahead without me, by the way. I will catch up at the final boss. I gotta sneeze! Oh. I hate sneezing. In case you guys didn't know. Get all those juicy trade bars. Buy some more companion upgrade tokens. Okay, manage companions, upgrade. I'm in combat with what? Oh. My bad. Get me out of combat. Run! Am I far enough away now? No. How far away do I have to go before I go out of combat? Guess way over here. Anyways, upgrade companion. We're gonna summon a Con Artist. Because this takes me back to the good old days. And see what this guy does. Can I say hi to Neo? It's his birthday in November. Hi Neo, happy birthday. I guess happy belated birthday because your birthday was last month, but I still hope you had a good birthday. Air Archon does not do good damage. I had him summoned for a while and he was doing like none. Alright, Mr. Con Artist, get in here and kill it. Hit them. 29, 13. Why? What am I missing that my companions are doing absolutely nothing? I don't know if it's bugged or if I'm just stupid. It's very possible that it could be either one of those options. Come on now. Maybe it's both. You're right. That is also an option. It could be both. My Zuna was doing 20 damage. I have 100 bolster. See? 100 bolster. So I don't know. Do I have Zuna or chicken? Negative. I do not. If I did, I would try them. But I do not. I need Indomitable Runestones. The thing is, I shouldn't need to put those Runestones on in order to do any damage at all. Because at base, I shouldn't be doing 10 damage with my companion. So, Indomitable Runestones only increase your companion's damage by a percentage, right? And you can't really increase a percentage of nothing because you still end up with nothing. So yeah. Are they in the store? No. Unless they're on the auction house, and if they are on the preview auction house, they're probably ridiculously expensive. So, yeah. I'll check in a minute. So many enemies. Okay, let's see. Auction house. Abyssal chicken. Abyssal chicken. None on the auction house. Zuna. None on the auction house. That's a shame. Okay. Maybe even try it not in a low-level dungeon. Avernus. That's a good point. We're at the final boss, so after this I will go to Avernus and see if my companion still does nothing. We shall see. Let's see if the final boss is still ridiculously hard compared to the rest of the dungeon in here. That would be interesting. Alright, Mr. Bloodscar. You know, doesn't feel as difficult as it is on live, that's for sure. This is the easiest boss. I can't say that this is the easiest boss of all of them. We have an extra person, that's cheating. But, yeah. Dude, he summons stuff. He's never alive long enough to summon stuff. In real life. I mean, on live. Live is real life. Oh, I got stuck. Give me reward. Yes, thank you for those 5 refinement points. Let's go. Let's see. I don't have VIP. I keep forgetting. We're going to the not the nearest travel gate because I always use the same travel gate regardless of where I am on the map. Always go to the main one. Why? I don't know. Because I'm weird. Let's go to Avernus. We're gonna go to the Wandering Emporium. Well, my point is that even if I had the Runestones and the Insignia bonus, I still wouldn't be doing much damage because just if you try to increase like 21 damage, even if you've got like a 30% damage bonus, you're still only gonna get like 40 damage. Let's see. What are the race changes? You know, I looked at the ones for Cleric and they looked the same. Unless the 5% higher action point for Sun Elf and 10% control resistance. That was the exact same. So, I know they're not displaying rights on the character creation screen. I also cannot create a character on the preview server anyways. But what I can do is go look at Dragonborn and tell you if it's any different. Let's kill some stuff. Where is the stuff? Thanks again for being awesome. You are very welcome, and thank you for being awesome as well. Let's kill a Pit Fiend because he's gonna have enough HP to just chill. Let's see. Do damage. Okay. So my numbers are whites. But he is doing in the thousands. Which is still very minimal for this area. But the numbers being white, I don't know if they're just white to signify that it comes from the companion, or if they are white because something is incorrect. I know that, like, arrow thingy means my damage was reduced that I'm doing. So we shall see. I mean, I did Cloak Tower. You're never gonna get anything from Cloak Tower, so that's not surprising. Human race has 1% all ratings bonus, really? A person. I would like some enemies, please. Come here, Mr. Con Artist. Where'd you go? Oh, there you are. Go! Attack! Go! So now he's doing in the hundreds. But against that Pit Fiend, he was doing in the thousands. Now he's doing thousands. I'm confused. 11,000 is the highest number I've seen from him. But he's not really doing very much in the way of killing them. He's kind of just like annoyingly poking them. But he's making them mad at me, which is not very helpful. But I don't feel too much different as far as combat in here. If I crit more frequently, more reliably, it would be pretty much the exact same. Because when I crit, I feel like I'm doing the same percentage of their health, or like one-shotting them or whatever. The same way I was before. Does previous store have a race token that can be used? I don't think so, but I can look. Let me attack. I don't think it's on here, because Zen Store does not have anything in it. Other than, campaign completions, I think? Yeah. Oh, race reroll token. You're right, there is one here. Okay. Oh, I can just infinitely purchase them. Alright, let's have a look. I know that it's probably not going to show up. Oh, it does. Okay, so we're going to race reroll my cleric and have a look. So, I know these are somewhat... Some of these are displaying wrong or something. So humans get 1% to all ratings. I think my face might be covering this. And then +3 to any ability score. That one was the same. Half Orc gets 5% crit severity. I think that one is the same. Gith seems to be the same. Plus 5% critical strike as a Wood Elf. And I think the ability score bonuses are the same. It's just the other stuff that isn't. Dwarves. Dwarf is definitely a tank race. 5% defense, 20% increased resistance to knocks and pushes, and then +2 constitution, and then +2 strength or wisdom. Do any of these look actually good? I mean, half elf gets 3% more critical severity, deflection, and gold bonus. And then +2 to a specific ability score, I guess. You can't choose it. Tiefling seems to be the same, I think. Yeah. Dragonborn is... I think it's the same. I think they changed it from damage to power before, didn't they? Because Dragonborn now is 3% crit and 3% power. and then 5% more healing. Is that still the same? Metallic Dragonborn is this, yeah, I think so. ASMR is still the same, except Celestial Presence. I think my face is over this. It says it's the one that gives your party hit points. It's instead of 1%, it is 2%. So a little bit more HP. Yeah, I think the rest of these are similar, I think. I never look at them. 5%, it was 3. Oh, okay. Yeah, that mass report trolling thing was kind of a bunch of nonsense. And, yeah. Hopefully PWE gets that sorted out so it's not an issue anymore. For Dragonborn, the percentages are supposed to be applied differently, apparently. Is that one of the issues that they talked about on this? Dragonborn? No. Nothing mentioning Dragonborn. Maybe not. Oh, the Holy Avenger enchantment contains incorrect values, so it may not actually be what it says it is, which it says it's the same as it is on live, so... Oh, several race passives may not grant the correct bonuses to the character. That was what I saw. That may also be what you're talking about. But, yeah. Does this mean Alpha Compy won't work anymore? Cap now with power. If you're already over the cap, then it wouldn't be very useful to you. If that's what you mean. But, yeah. Let me see if there's anything else I need to talk about, and then I might call it for today. I think I talked about the majority of this stuff. Does anybody have any questions about any of the changes that I might be able to answer for you? Oh, so boons, like it says, they don't give item level. The stats are applied to the final percentage to make them better bonuses for players which complement gear instead of competing with it. I mean, I don't think like that 250 power that you get per rank on live was really competing with my chest piece or something like that. But I don't know. The white numbers are your companion taking damage? Oh. Well, in that case, then it's not actually doing its job. What is the change to Darks? Companion Influence is changed to Forte, and then other than that, Armor Penetration is changed to Critical Severity. So this is what a Dark Enchantment looks like right now. This is a rank 14 one, but you get the defense slot is Critical Avoidance and Combined Rating, offense is Combined and Critical Severity, and then Utility is Combined and Forte. What classes benefit from Forte? All of them will benefit in a way that may not be good, but all of them do benefit. So every Paragon of every class will get some benefit from Forte. I just don't think that the healer ones are very good, but all the DPS Paragons are getting power primarily from Forte, so that allows you to get some power from your utility slot enchantments that you couldn't get before. And then Whisper Knives, Arcanists, and Hellbringers are getting combat advantage. Assassins and Thaumaturge are getting crits, and Hunters getting accuracy, and Wardens getting crit. I think I said that already. Maybe not. And then, I'm aware that I'm dying, by the way, but it's fine. And then, let's see. They also get... Well, the defense stats are like, for Hunters and Whisper Knives get awareness, and Hellbringers as well are getting awareness as one of their bonuses. And I'm not sure if... think awareness is useful yet. I don't think the stats themselves, unless they were stated, they haven't actually changed their functionality. So, yeah. Forte is the new stat that gives you bonus based on your Paragon path. So if you're like let's see, an Arbiter Cleric, if you slot something with Forte in it, let's say I've got like 270 Forte on this one enchantment, and we'll say that's all I have. You know, I don't know if it goes off of that or... Okay, let me finish what I was going to say before I ask questions. So it's split into 3 parts. Consider it like a 1 stat, but it's a 3 stat enchantment. So it gives you Forte, but that Forte is also going to give you different stats depending on what you're playing. And that Forte number will get split in half, and then half of that is going to be the primary stat, which is power for all DPS Paragons. And then the other half is split in 2, so you have 2 25% pieces, which are going to be 1 offensive and 1 defensive stat that you're getting bonuses for. And some of the Paragons and classes have it better off than others. The healers do get the Soul Weave and Divinity regen, which is pretty cool, I think. And, but then you've got, like, 4 devout clerics who get accuracy and deflection as their other bonuses, and that's not very useful, because unless you're trying to do like a hybrid heal DPS type thing, you're not really hitting anything for that accuracy to be useful. And deflection's not awful, but it's not something that is a huge part of the game. Although if the cap is 90% now, if the chance is 90%, then maybe it will be. Or the cap being 90% chance, but that's not something I fully understand, and I don't want to say that that's what it is and have that be wrong. So I'm not going to say that. But, and then poor, DPS clerics get awareness as their bonus. So many people get awareness as their stat. And then if you're a barbarian, you get deflect severity, which is pretty cool. You can, that's something I haven't talked about. You can actually increase your deflect severity now. So that will increase the total amount of damage that you deflect. And right now mine is 35.2%. It can go up to 90%, I believe. If I am understanding this whole system correctly. So that's pretty cool, but also is kind of interesting for PvP. Rogues' deflect severity was already an issue before because they had 75%. But now it will be possible for everyone to have that much, so maybe it won't actually be an issue anymore. I don't know. Hola, Aragon, how's it going? Show Paladin encounter magnitude. Of which Paragon? I can do that. I have an older version of my Paladin on here already. This one has not been touched since June, so it's pretty old. My Barb DPS has high power, so am I gonna have to run other enchantments now? Yes, probably. Unless you've got like 8 billion item level, you won't be able to have your power that high. Because even me, I had 190 or something. And look, I'm naked. No one look. Justicar. Let's have a look. So, we've got... I'll just show them all while I'm talking so you can have a look-see. But I think they say that they're going to be increased, but it doesn't really seem that way. At least it's not noticeably so. Oh, Smite might be. Smite's 1150 now. Is that higher than it was? I don't know. Bane 620. What else do people use a lot? Oh, Relentless Avenger, getting there. Relentless Avenger is 600. It is interesting to see what that will do for the Paragons that are not really used as much, but Forte I don't think is going to be a huge bonus. Look how old this character is. It's actually, this is what my Paladin looked like for a while before I started playing it a bit more again. But it will be interesting to see if that will change anything. I just don't think that Forte is gonna be just a huge deal. We'll have a look actually. I'm gonna unequip all my Forte. Of course, I'm still gonna have some because combined rating will be a thing. Oh, it actually says, if you hover over Forte, it says what bonuses that you're gonna be getting for your Paragon, which is pretty nice and convenient. I will say that I do like the tooltips on this stuff. It does explain it pretty well, for the most part. The only thing that is not explained in the tooltips is where the other contributions come from, which is like companion bonuses, I believe. And then, let's see, like mount powers and stuff. That was my understanding. I found it somewhere in here. Thought this was where it was, maybe not. Let's see. Oh yes, here it is. Players can have a total of 90% in any rating. 50% of that can come from ratings, and the rest comes from other sources like boons, ability scores, racial bonuses, companion powers, and player powers. Now, I do understand this now because before I was under the impression that companions gave like numbered stats like they did before, but now companions all give percentages of stuff and then combined ratings. So everything giving percentages now makes that more easy to understand. So you can have 50% of your effectiveness through stats, and once you are over that, it will show an orange. But you can get up to 90%, and that comes from all the other stuff combined, like all these percentage bonuses from the mounts, the companions, the boons, and what was the other thing that they said? Mounts, companions, boons, and powers giving you increases and stuff, and ability scores. So you can think of it like 50% from stats, 40% from percents. I don't know if that actually helps, but that is how it is. Every 1k is 1%. There's no way we can get to 90%. If you, on crit, you probably can. I'm not sure about crit severity and like the stats that aren't on a bunch of stuff. Like deflect severity, crit severity, and you know, these down here that are not actually on stuff. Because you get a lot of, almost everything, if not everything, has combined rating on it now. So you put a piece of gear on, it's increasing all of your stats, and then it's increasing, you know, its primary stats by more. So you will be getting a lot of stats, just, you know, it won't all be directly from the same thing. Here's some new player experience. I tested my Barbarian in Avernus. Live server is 23k, preview is 27k. In Avernus, I'm struggling to kill a group there, and in preview, I can kill them now and more. So you're able to do more damage on preview than you could on live. That would be a good thing to hear, but yes. I don't think we're going back to mod 16 just because the things that are changing are completely different, or at least they are focused on a way different aspect, because in mod 16 the actual classes were being changed, the actual powers, feats, everything, all of that was changed. It was like a whole new game, whereas here it's just the combat and the way that the stat system works that's changing. So I think this red looks very good on me. Would be cool if I could use a certain effect and then not have to, you know, or be able to, I guess, transmute to a different effect is what I'm trying to say. A downgrade. It's only a downgrade because we're built for the way it was before. And we should be able to, since there's the exchange for bondings and stuff, you can exchange your bondings for enchantments or runestones to kind of fit this new system. Obviously that's not going to offset all of the changes that you'll need to do, but as of right now it does feel like you will need to definitely make some stat adjustments to your character, maybe equip some different things. Well, actually, as far as gear goes, I don't really think you'll need to unless you're using those rings that give you like 20k crit and stuff. But yeah. I will try my best to make videos. If you did not watch the whole live stream, or if you don't want to, I do plan on trying to make a more concise video that kind of explains things less crazily sometime this weekend. So if you, while I was in the process of figuring everything out today, and talking about all this has given me a better understanding of it all, and hopefully it has given you guys a better understanding of it as well. But if I put that into a video that's like 20 minutes long compared to this stream that's like 2 hours long, I think that might help people out more. But, you know, some people like to watch live streams and they like to watch people be stupid like me. Do I have the Scorpion Companion? I do not. You think TRs might need to find different builds for PvP or PvE? I don't know that. I mean, I'm still using, at least as a cleric, I was still using the same powers, and that was fine, but as far as actual magnitudes go for powers, they were increased. So, but the feats and the class features and stuff have not been changed as far as I am aware. So you shouldn't have to really change your build necessarily, you just have to change your stat distribution. That is what I'm thinking. Oh, am I leaving now? People are saying, have a good day, thank you very much. I mean, I do plan on actually ending the stream here. I don't think, I was going through to see if there was anything else I didn't say before I left. Combined rating, yes, already talked about that. Item level of enchantments, runestones, and insignia was increased, just the stats they give are less. More combined rating, more combined rating. Already talked about companion changes. No more levels on companions, thankfully. Talked about boons, talked about race bonuses, talked about player magnitudes. We talked about stats and the max HP and damage, and we talked about scaling. We talked about these stats, and we talked about Forte. Yeah. I believe we actually touched on everything. So, does Divine Armor Set have models in preview? I mean, like, if I preview it on myself, does it have a... In the Redeemed Citadel section... Where is the Redeemed Citadel section? Oh, you know why? I think it's because, the Redeemed Citadel is not actually on the preview server. So... It wasn't there because they didn't... I don't know the reasoning, but I don't think it was on the preview server before when it was actually the milestones were happening. So that would kind of make sense. Although if you go there wearing it, that would be interesting. But yes, we talked about dark enchantments. The offense stat on them is now critical severity, replacing armor penetration, and then the utility stat to replace companion influence is Forte. Any changes to HP? If you are a healer, you get 10% bonus HP. If you are a tank, you get 20% bonus HP. Previously, tanks had 40% bonus HP. And then lastly, your hit points are based on your item level, and so is your damage. So, your hit points is your item level times 10. So you got, you know, 40k hit points times 10 is 400,000 plus whatever bonuses that you have. So the 10% extra is 440 plus your gear. That is my understanding of the hit points thing. Now, as far as damage goes, damage is your item level divided by 10. So I've got 42,000, so my damage is going to be 4,200. And then DPS get 20% extra, healers get 10% extra. So I've got my 4,200 plus my 10%, which is like 4,800 or something like that. Or 4,600. Duh. 4,641. But yes, that is how that works. What is a high item level and what's a low item level for mod 20? 50k item level is possible. I know that because it was used as an example in the blog post, and I've got 42,000 right now. And I definitely don't have, you know, maximum stuffs. So, although I do have 100% bolster for, oh no, I don't actually. I've got 75% on mounts and 100% on companions. So I'm assuming 50,000 would be around the highest. A low item level is like anything under 30k, I would guess, because maybe under 25k or lower. 25, 30k. Let's look at like a noob character of mine. Do I have one? I've got a fighter that I've not touched since mod 15. So let's see if it will ever load. If I can, Lucy! Hi, Lucy! 49k on preview. Yeah, and you're like 38 billion on live, so yeah, 50k is gonna be around the highest, I would say. So, timeout during login. Because I haven't logged in so long that it's just doesn't know what to do. $35 to $40 would be a good goal to try to reach. Yeah, like I wouldn't say I'm completely endgame, but I'm kind of close. And when I logged in, I was 40k, and on live, I was 34. So, you know, that's pretty good. 23k live is 28k. Now that I got 8 billion stuffs, let's see. My item level is 20k on this character that I have not touched since it's got mod 13 gear on it. So, yeah, I would say a low item level is anything under 30 on preview. Wow, look guys, I've got 27.875 constitution. Because, my cloak is always the 0.9, but where is the 0.875 coming from? I'm taking a screenshot because I like that. I've got way too much combat advantage on this character. Okay, whatever. Anyways, final thoughts on the changes. Okay, so that's a good thing to end on. So my final thoughts are that it is a lot to take in. It's gonna be a huge frustration to a lot of people, and people are just not gonna understand it right away, definitely. I mean, even I don't understand everything completely. It's gonna take a while to understand. People are gonna get frustrated, people are gonna quit, but people are also gonna come back to see what the changes are. And at the end of the day, on paper, reading the changes earlier, they sounded good. In practice, it's going to take some rearranging of stats, it's going to take some research, some understanding, and some time to fully use the changes to their best potential. But overall, I think it should be fine. I don't think there's anything to freak out about, unless you just don't want to change anything on your character ever, and you would like it to stay relevant until the end of time, in which case I don't know why you are playing an MMO. Because that's what happens on MMOs. But do I think people will have to spend a lot of AD to get to where they are now? I think that if you exchange your bondings for AD or for other enchantments, that will help a lot with the changes you need to make. I think you may also need different companion bonuses, but all the companion bonuses are different anyways. So I don't know what's going to be good and what's not, and what people should buy and what they shouldn't buy, or even if the ones that they have are still going to be good. I don't know that. So, I mean, mounts are still the same for the most parts. You know, insignias, you can probably get away with using the same ones unless your power is too high. That's going to be the problem for the majority of people, but overall, I'm thinking that it's going to be fine, just a frustration and confusion source for a while. So, crit severity replacing companion influence across the board, insignia, boons, and artifacts. Yes, crit severity was replacing all sources of companion influence. So, I don't know if I own any insignias on this character. Oh, I do. Dominance, or no, wait, companion influence was Forte, sorry. Crit severity was replacing armor penetration. There, I'll clear that up. So instead of armor penetration, you get crit severity in most places. Instead of companion influence, you get Forte. There we go. Yes, I fixed it. When will Mod 20 come out? That's a question I've heard a few times today. Don't know, but it was scheduled to be early 2021, so I imagine it will be sometime late January or early February. That is my estimate slash guess estimate, and I hope I'm correct because that would be cool, but I don't know for sure. Dantes, hey, it's been like 80 billion years since you've showed up. How have you been? Stocked up on companion tokens. Yeah, that was a good thing. We did know that the mythic upgrade was coming for a while, so trying to get a lot of companion upgrade tokens was a good decision. And now we know that you need 150 per companion to upgrade to mythic if you have them at legendary already. So now you know exactly what you need to get. I'm too short to jump up here to watch the sunset. Oh, sorry, it was 75 billion years. My bad. Billions of years just go by so fast. Anyways, guys, does anybody have any last questions before I leave? Do I know how much AD I'll get from one max ranked bond? Yes, you will get 2.6 million AD. Not rough AD, it will be refined already. So, you'll be able to use it whenever you want. Only one person has commented on the music that I'm not listening to. It was supposed to just be like chill music, but I don't know if it actually is because I can't hear it. So, you tell me. I'm sure someone will tell me it sucks because music taste is very subjective. Okay. It's so chill you don't notice. Good. That was the plan. Alright, well, guys, that is going to be all for me today. So, I appreciate you guys all stopping out. I saw at one point we had over 220 people here at once. And that is the most people I've ever had at a live stream of mine ever. And that's pretty awesome, so that's pretty awesome. Anyways, I hope you guys are enjoying your weekend since it's Friday now. And, you know, it's the weekend and stuff, so, like, go do something fun, but safely. Because if you're in America, at least, I'm not 100% sure about the rest of the world, but the old coronavirus is wreaking havoc across the nation because people are stupid. So don't be stupid, please. That's my one request of you as we end today. So thank you guys so much, and appreciate you all being here. Have a good day. I'm gonna leave now. Okay, bye!